All right, Isaiah, appreciate you coming on the show.
You already know. Thanks for having me.
You got a lot of clips, a lot of highlights.
Okay.
But when I was going through it, I wasn't expecting you. Is this a dunk contest?
Oh, this is Throwback when I used to be able to jump.
So what's the situation?
It was our Midnight Madness. You know, the top teams, some of the top teams in the college basketball that year have a little Midnight Madness where they do slam dunk contests, three-point competition, and just having fun for the fans. And, you know, I jumped in and tried to show them something that they didn't see before.
Were you planning on doing this the whole time? Or
No, I wasn't. I wasn't. My teammates wanted me to get in because I only have a few dunks. Like I don't have a lot in my, in my repertoire. But I pulled this one out that I've done before, and I surprised a lot of people.
How tall is he?
He was 6'10". I used him a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely used him, but I still got up.
Before we get to your NBA stuff, and I know people ask all the time, like 60th pick.
Yeah.
Where did you get your confidence from?
That was just something I always had. I mean, I think I just got it from my parents. I remember my dad always telling me, and my parents always telling me when I was younger, don't be a follower, be a leader. And I just took that and ran with it. And I've always had so much confidence in myself because I always felt like if I didn't believe in myself, nobody else could believe in myself as much as I did. So, I mean, I took it and ran with it. And I used that to my advantage today, in having confidence and believing in myself more than anybody ever would.
You said when you got drafted that people thought it was an April Fool's joke.
Yeah.
Were you expecting to go higher at all?
I was expecting to go higher because I felt like I was, better and outperformed
a lot. For sure.
Yeah, and outperformed a lot of guys that were drafted ahead of me. But when I put my name in the draft, they thought it was like a joke. It was just fuel to the fire. Like, it motivated me even more because, being in the NBA was always my dream. And when I had put my name in, it was like people were laughing at it. Like, oh, he has another year of college. He's too small. Why is he leaving? And it was so many questions, but it was like that confidence and that faith I had in myself. I knew if I was given an opportunity, I'd be able to take full advantage of it, and I did that.
So you think people probably doubted you because of your height, right?
For sure, that's the only reason.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why my story is like it is today. I mean, from the beginning to where it is today, it's like if I was 6'2" or 6'3", I mean, there would never be any doubt.
Yeah.
Being small is not, in the basketball world, not normal. So, I mean, anything that's not normal, they kind of shy away from. And, you try to I just try to knock down every wall that they put up against me.
And they keep trying to use your height against you, right? And you've overcome it over and over and over and over again. Are you shocked that they're still doubting even to this day in 2019?
I mean, sometimes I am, but at the same time, I guess I just be like, that's just my story.
Yeah.
Every year is just gonna be doubt. I mean, and that's just what it is. Even for any other little guard coming in the draft or, had a long career in the NBA, there's not a lot of them. So, I mean, the ones that have had a long career, they've always had doubt, and that's just because it's not what they're used to and it's not normal, and I get that.
Yeah. You have this hezzy on Al Jefferson. Do you remember this play?
I do. I was right after All-Star break, too.
Walk me through it.
I mean, this is just a move I always do. It just happened to be, the setup happened to be so cold that it lost him. Like, I didn't even know it lost him like that until I watched the film, until I seen it. I think it was like later that night. Twitter just, Twitter was blowing up and everybody was talking about it. But it was a move that I go to a lot. It just happened to be, I think, the setup of being in the middle of the floor and a big man not knowing what I'm about to do.
Yeah.
And giving them, the hezzy to stop and go, and he just went the other way. It was like a blink of an eye. It was something that, it was a great move at the time for sure, and I still use that to this day.
How do teams try to guard you?
I mean, I think for the most part, they try to put bigger guys on me.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's bigger than me, obviously, but they try to put the long, tall guys on me and, try to disrupt what I can do. But I always tell people, I've been playing against taller guys my whole life, so it's nothing new.
What was your mentality in Sacramento? Because, we talked about it earlier, 60th pick, but were you like, I'm going to be the guy that scores? Because you averaged, I think, 20 points a game at one point during the Kings stint. Were you expecting that? Like, what was the process?
I was just wanting an opportunity. I always knew I could score. Like, that's what I've always done my whole career. Even since I was a little boy, that's just one of my strengths. And I always just said, if I'm given an opportunity, I prepare and work so hard that I'm always going to be ready for it. And then like you said, that I averaged 20 points a game. That was my 3rd year. They gave me the opportunity to go do that, and I was obviously ready for it, and I took advantage of it, and it was like, it was a surreal moment for me, because I mean, a lot of guys my height don't get it to be able to start and also be able to average 20 points in the NBA. So it was kind of like I made it, and I was there.
They also don't have a lot of plays against Steph Curry. And you know what? You know the play that I'm about to bring up.
This is for my kids. This is like my kids' favorite play, because they love Steph Curry. So
yeah. So the thing is, you fell and you still made the shot, and I feel like that never happens.
I know. And the crazy thing about this is, like, a couple of days before this, I'm pointing at a coach after this play.
Yeah, who are you pointing at?
Chris Gent, because we were working on one-legged shots. Not necessarily this, you know, I wasn't necessarily trying to do this shot, but this was the only way I can get the shot off. So I was trying to point at him to tell him, like, we just worked on this a couple of days ago, and it just happened to happen in the game.
Wait, but let's go back to the play, because what's really funny is Mark Jackson starts clapping. Like, what do you think he's trying to do?
You know, he's the hype man over there. He's trying to, you know, get his guy to...
Look, he's clapping.
Yeah, like, because I'm losing the ball at that time, but I also got Steph on his toes, so it's like, I got him, but he also tripped me a little bit, and then I was able to get up, you know, and get control and get a good shot up.
Another thing that I think people forget is there's 2 minutes left in the game.
Oh, yeah.
So this was a big shot.
That was a big shot, yeah.
So what was the mentality before? Was it just like, all right, I'm going to score, it's the 4th quarter?
I mean, it was that. I think it was just like, he was playing pretty good defense, but also I wanted to try to make a move on him so I could get to a pull-up 3. And then, like I said, he happened to trip me a little bit, and I knew the shot clock was going down, and I had to get something up.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to bank it, but I got some separation. I was able to, you know, get a good look at it, and it happened to go in.
Yeah. I forgot this Kings team had you, DeMarcus Cousins, Hassan Whiteside.
Yeah.
The team was actually kind of stacked.
We had Rudy Gay.
Rudy Gay too?
Yeah, we had a good team. We just couldn't put it together.
Was it just too young?
I think so. I mean, when you have good players, you also have to be able to put everything together, and I don't think any of us knew how to really win at that point in time in the NBA. So.
Then you went to Phoenix, and you hit this shot against the Lakers, and you pointed at Floyd right after, right?
That's my guy. This is funny. This went viral too.
Yeah, it did.
Because people thought I was like beefing with Floyd. Like,
yeah,
Floyd's one of my best friends.
Thought.
So it's like, you know, we were just he's always talking mess. So it was like, for me to hit, you know, the game tying shot right in front of him, it was like, you know, it was fun.
How long have you two been friends?
Since I got drafted, so since 2011. And he's one of my best, my best friends.
Yeah. How did that relationship start?
I went to go watch him work out at his boxing gym, before one of his fights, and he's a big basketball fan. So, when I had walked in, he already knew who I was, which was
that's cool.
It was a surreal moment.
Yeah.
Floyd Mayweather, arguably the best boxer to ever play.
Yeah.
Know who I am by name. It was cool. And then later that night, we went to a Robin Thicke concert. He had invited me to a concert, and then. We hit it off ever since, so he's definitely a really good friend of mine.
Yeah, I mean, even when you were playing for the Celtics, I remember you used to
everybody.
He always used to
Sacramento too.
He
came to some games in Sacramento, so every stop that I've had in my NBA career, he showed his love.
That's a real friendship. Because he used to always ask for jerseys after the game, right? Yeah.
One time he kind of took my jersey off.
Yeah, I think I might have that clip, so we're gonna go to it. I think I might. This pass to Jay Crowder, how did you pull that off?
I don't know. It was just like, it was the only way I can get it there. You see how big those guys were? I couldn't get a shot up. And usually with my left hand, I'm able to make some, crazy passes. I've never made one I made one like this in college before, but not to where he can just catch and shoot. Like, it hit him right in the chest, and it was like a perfect pass. But before I got in the paint, I kind of knew he was over there, so I didn't have to really look at him. So people think I didn't see him, but I did. But it was just, it was a read and reaction play. And I was able to make a good play, and he was able to make me look good with knocking down the shot. And that was a close game, too.
Yeah. A lot of your shots are always during, the last 5 minutes.
And it's crazy plays that, you never think somebody would do in close games.
Yeah,
like that.
you usually would think it's the first quarter or the second
Exactly.
quarter. You're trying to do something crazy or
Exactly.
ridiculous. Not like 5 minutes left in the
Exactly.
fourth, bro.
So this is one of my favorite plays for sure.
But when you did get traded to Boston, what was your mentality? Was it different from Sacramento or Phoenix at all?
When I first got traded, I didn't want to go to Boston.
Really?
You know, they just broke up everything. They had the big three. Rondo just had traded a few months ago. It was like I knew they were in rebuild mode, and it was like I kind of want to try to make the playoffs. My first 3 years in the league, I didn't make the playoffs, so I was kind of heartbroken by it. But then once I got there, and I seen how much they really wanted me, and I remember Danny Ainge calling me, being the first person to call me in free agency the year before, showing his interest.
Yeah.
It didn't work out, but showing his interest, and then it coming around full circle, it was like. And then when my first game, when I played at the TD Garden, you felt like that hypeness and that, you know, that feeling you don't feel anywhere else. Like those fans are arguably the best fans in sports. And, you know, whether it be the Patriots, Celtics, or Bruins, like it's a feeling you got to be able to experience. You got to be able to play on one of those teams. So it was, at first I didn't want to go there, but then, you know, we fell in love with each other.
That's awesome. You kind of took that next step in Boston, right? You would agree?
Yeah.
How do you take that next step? Like, what is that process? How do you go from the guy that's averaging, I was watching Book of Isaiah, and you were like, I averaged 22, that was good, but I got to average at least 25. And then I think it was, what, 28 or 27?
29.
How do you take 29?
Yeah.
So how do you take that next step?
I think the work you put in.
Yeah.
I mean, I really believe I'm the best player in the world, you know, when I'm healthy and when given the opportunity. And all I would say is the opportunity came to me. Like when I got traded to Boston, they needed somebody that did what I did, and I needed somebody to give me, you know, a real opportunity to go out there and show that I could play at a high level. And every year I just continue to get better. And you know, the more you, I guess, put on yourself, not necessarily pressure, but the more you put on your shoulders, the harder you work, I think the easier it is when the opportunity comes. And I just, like I said, I just took advantage of it, and every step of the way when it came, I already envisioned it before. And I just, you know, did what I was supposed to be doing.
Yeah. I mean, the play against the Cavs, you fake everyone out here.
I was feeling it a little bit. I felt like I was at the park a little bit. I remember this play, him closing out on me and me trying to just figure out what to do. And again, Jonas Jerebko made me look good by making a shot. But, you know, I was just trying to put some flair to the game, put some flashiness. I did a couple of in and outs, and, you know, I don't think I had to do that, but, you know, I just tried to put some sauce on it and make it what it was.
Finally a play in the second quarter.
Exactly, and it was still a close game, but, you know, this was the second quarter, so I tried to make something happen early.
Yeah. Who did you emulate growing up?
I mean, Allen Iverson was you know, my favorite player. Allen Iverson, Damon Stoudemire, Kobe Bryant, but, you know, he was just too tall and we didn't play alike. But Allen Iverson was somebody that I really, you know, wanted to play like.
Okay. This move against James Harden. Now, were you planning on breaking this out?
Oh, this is something John Wall be doing. Look.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something I got to a point where in games I would just try stuff. You know, I was not saying it like that or to sound cocky or anything. But I know James don't like to get any fouls, so I just wanted to, you know, be aggressive, and it was an open move. You know, it's something I've done before, obviously. It's crazy because this same move, I got a 6th grade highlight tape on YouTube somewhere.
Okay.
And I did this same move, the wraparound. So it's not nothing that I haven't done before.
What's the biggest advantage of you being 5'9"?
I mean, I think for me, if anybody's ever smaller than me, it's hard to guard anybody smaller than me. Like anybody, and you know that doesn't come around a lot, but I think the guy lowest to the ground always wins, whether that's offense or defense. And it's hard to guard guys that are small. So I just try to use my height to my advantage in any way possible. Usually I'm quicker and faster than guys. I can cut off angles, you know, get to spots that they can't get to. And but like I said earlier, I've always been the smallest guy on the court. So being able to figure out how to, you know, make adjustments throughout the game has always been something I've been good at.
Yeah. What's the best part of your game?
My fearlessness. I mean, I think not just going in there and not being scared. If I get hit to the ground, I get up and go again. And, you know, a lot of people be embarrassed or afraid to get blocked or hit to the ground. I mean, shoot, I'm going to get blocked no matter what, but I'm going to come at you the next play, and that's just always how I've been.
The chase down block on CP3. This one is legendary. I love this clip.
This is just something I tried. I was just hustling. Like I didn't think, but I knew he didn't think I was he didn't think I was behind him. So I knew I had a chance. But you know, I watched guys like LeBron, Tayshaun Prince, who started it. And I just tried something. You know, you're in LA, you feel a little better when you're in LA playing. So I knew he didn't think I was behind him. So I knew I had a little chance, and I was able to get up and get a piece.
But did you think you were gonna block him?
Once I jumped, I thought I had a chance of getting it.
I feel you.
So once I jumped, I was just like, let me make this hustle play. It's the beginning of the game. I'm not tired. And I was able to get a piece, and it was a good little block.
There's a story out there when I was doing my research, and it was when LeBron blocked you. Do you know this? Is it like
when
you were
I was a rookie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you tell me that story?
When he almost flattened the ball on the backboard. We was playing the Miami Heat, Sacramento Kings, and I did a move. It might have been on him where I blew past him. I blew past somebody, left to right crossover and went up. I thought I was wide open. I thought it was a basket, and he came out of nowhere and just it's like he punched the. That's how loud the ball hit the backboard. It like he punched the ball. Like the ball was almost like the air went out the ball. And then I remember he went down court and he was like, "Welcome to the NBA," and I was like, "Dang." I was over there smiling like, "Dang, everybody doesn't get to experience something like that."
Do you and him have a relationship?
Yeah. He's somebody that we talk all the time.
That's awesome. The game winner against the Hawks, another fourth quarter play, of course.
I think Paul Millsap, somebody had hit a three-pointer on the possession before, and I looked at Brad Stevens and I just tried to tell him like, let me just
figure it out.
He didn't call timeout, and we just took it. And I knew. I always feel like one man just can't guard me.
Yeah.
So like I know Bazemore is a really good defender, and he was over here getting the crowd hyped before this, and I just took it as a challenge. I knew I needed to get some type of separation, and a step back is one of the moves that I'm really good at, and the hesitation move again. What I did on Al Jefferson earlier. That's one of my go-to moves. So once I got that, he stayed with me a little bit, but I got the separation on the step back, which I've done in numerous times, and I got Aaron underneath the ball, and it went all in.
What's made you such a good closer?
Like I said earlier, fear, not having no fear. I mean, living with the results.
Yeah.
I mean, if you make it, you're the hero. If you miss, everybody blames you. But I mean, that's as great of a player as I want to be. Like, I mean, that's the responsibility you take of being a really good player. And I've always had that. I've always watched the Kobe Bryants, the Michael Jordans. Like, they didn't make every shot. But, I mean, if you take the shot, you got some guts.
Yeah.
And I've always been the guy that always wanted to take the shot.
Yeah. The game against the Warriors, where you had 0 points in the first half, but then, of course, third quarter, fourth quarter, you go off. What was the difference between the first half and the second half?
My shoes.
That's what you said after the game. I remember that.
I had some buckets in them shoes. I had gave them shoes away at halftime to a ball boy. Like, you
really?
Can take those, because they didn't. I was playing horrible. But it was like, I seen one basket go in, and with great scores, all you need to see is a free throw or a layup go in, and you got the utmost confidence. And I seen a few of my first baskets go in the third quarter, and I was able to be aggressive, and my teammates put me in position to be successful, and I was just able to keep going. With me, my confidence never wavers, no matter if I'm over 10, over 12. I always feel like the next shot is going in.
Yeah, like, is this play just drawn up by Brad, or is that you
this
just leaking out?
This was a play, but it wasn't to me. It just, I had to get open because nobody was getting open. And it's crazy because I thought Steph Curry was going to, I closed my eyes like right there, and then the ball had luckily hit my hand, and I was able to get control over it, but he was like this far away. I thought he had timed it and stole it, because the play was to, Evan Turner, and then the ball happened to, fall into my hands.
This was a big game, national television.
Yeah, I think they had won like
22 straight or something like that
at home or something. They had like an NBA record at home where they haven't lost. So it was definitely a big game that I think we just came off a back-to-back. We just lost in Portland the night before, and we needed this game. So it was a game that we prepared for, and we snuck one out of there, because it's hard to win in Oakland.
Yeah. Who do you enjoy playing against the most, player-wise?
I mean, all the top guys.
Yeah.
I mean, Curry, obviously, going back to my Sacramento days. Westbrook. I mean, all the top point guards in the league.
Yeah.
It's like you live for them moments to be able to go and compete against those guys each and every night, and I love those moments.
Yeah. I have a question. So I did this with Dennis Smith Jr. before, and he lost his tooth. And he said that they glued the tooth back on. So when you lost your tooth, what happened? Like, did they put a fake tooth in? Did they glue it back in?
Nah, so when I lost my tooth,
Yeah.
that's crazy. When I had lost my tooth, nobody knew for a couple of possessions until like 2 possessions down. I found it. Like, I was looking for it. I found it, and I told the trainer. So when they subbed me out, we went in the back. Usually if you lose your tooth, at first off, they thought it was a fake tooth because how easy it came out. So usually when you lose your tooth, if you put it back in fast enough, you can save the tooth.
Okay.
So when we were in the back, they tried to, push it back in, hold it back in for like 5 minutes. I went back out there, and I jumped a couple times and it came back out. So it was done with. But that scarred me. Like, the dentist hurts me now. Like, I went through 13 hours of dental surgery in 2 days.
No way. I thought
Game 3, we was here in Washington. The second quarter, I had temporaries in because they had pushed a couple of my teeth back. I had a temporary tooth in. I might have hit a screen and it came out. Like, it crumbled.
Oh my God.
So the dentist here had to put another tooth back in at halftime. So I was going through it. That was 13 hours of dental surgery.
That's awful.
So like, every time I go to the dentist, it's like, it just hurts.
Scoring 53 points in the playoffs. What was that like?
It was a pretty cool moment. It was, you dream of those things as a kid. So everything that I've done in my career, I've dreamed of before. Like watching Kobe Bryant, watching Allen Iverson, I think dropped 55 in the playoffs. The crowd yelling MVP when he's shooting free throws. Like, that's all things that I've dreamed of and envisioned. So for it to happen, I mean, I just got in a moment to where I felt like I was on the court by myself. No matter what they threw at me,
I mean, you hit everything.
it was gonna go in.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's crazy because this was like a regular game. It wasn't like I just had caught fire in the fourth and the overtime. But like before that, it was just like a regular game. It wasn't like I was playing great.
Yeah.
And then I had caught fire, and I got in a mode to where, the great players only know that zone.
Yeah. Was this the best moment of your career? Because it was your sister's birthday. There was just so much going on. It was the playoffs.
For sure. I mean, it was, because of that, it was. I mean, it meant so much. I was doing it not, for bigger reasons.
Yeah.
And it was such a special moment. But it was definitely an amazing moment for sure.
Yeah. Now, was this also around the time where Kobe and you were watching film together?
Yeah, we watched film on the Bulls series and this series.
Yeah.
So it was like, that Mamba mentality.
Yeah.
It was getting in that zone to where nobody can touch that space.
Can you tell me what he was showing you, or is that confidential?
Nah, I mean, It's crazy because what he's showing me now, what he was showing me then, he made a show out of what he was doing with me.
Oh, yeah, detail. Yeah.
Basically going into detail further than you would ever even think of. Like, before I talked to Kobe and watched film with Kobe, I used to watch film and watch different things, ways to score and ways to get open. Like, he was like really gaming me on like how to get your teammates open, how to make things easier for your teammates, and how to read the game before things happen. So it was like on a level that, a normal basketball player isn't gonna even know, because he's just so far ahead of everybody mindset-wise.
Yeah. Your little back and forth with Russell Westbrook during the All-Star game, I just love it. During every All-Star game, there's always this back and forth moment. It just kind of happens naturally, right?
Yeah, it does. That was fun. All-Star games are fun, so it was all, it was like.
Cause you went right here.
Oh yeah, we're gonna go back. No matter who it is, it could be Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
We're gonna get some, go back and forth with each other. And he happened to talk a little bit, and we was having all fun and games.
Yeah, it's all fun, right?
It was fun.
Did you say anything to him after hitting the shot?
Nah, I just smiled.
Okay.
I just gave him the smile, laughed it off.
Because you two are like two of the biggest competitors in the NBA, so it's cool to have like a fun moment during the All-Star game.
All-Star game, all fun and games. It was just, one of them moments.
Now, your return to Boston, played the tribute video. How was that for you two, finally being back? Because it felt like it got delayed
that
a
was
few
probably
times.
the dopest moment of my career.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie. everybody in the world hit me after that. Like, they never seen nothing like that.
Yeah.
Like, you would think I played 20 years there and won a championship.
Yeah.
Like, it was, but that's the love we have, you know, Boston, the city. It's genuine, it's real. Like, I went through a real life situation there that then people went through it with me. And I mean, they helped me a lot with that. So like, you know, I went through a lot in Boston. So they know that, and you know, that love will always be there, and that love is genuine and real. So, I mean, it took a while for them to do what they should have done before, but that was a dope moment, for sure.
There's also been clips of you playing against Emerson students. Is that a college? Where's this at?
I was in Boston.
Okay.
Now,
are you just pulling up and saying, I want to play? Like, how does that
So we had practice there.
Okay.
And then I was playing after, I was shooting after, and then kids was watching. And then I was just like, I didn't want to go back to the hotel. I had nothing to do. So I'm like, man, they're like, do you want to play? And I said, yeah, I'll play with y'all. So I played a couple games with them. But I always do stuff like this. So
Yeah,
it's
that's what I
like,
was gonna
it's not like it was nothing new. I just always, you know, try to find a run. This was more like, it wasn't competitive at all, but it was fun to be able to interact with those guys.
Yeah. So you're doing this pretty often.
Yeah, I do, especially in the summertime. Not necessarily in the season, but summertime, I pull up to LA Fitness or, you know, a YMCA or a community center and, you know, try to get a good run in for sure.
Are you just dropping 50 on everyone?
Nah, I play though. I'm not going through the motions, but I'm not trying to kill them.
Are you talking trash?
I mean, if somebody were to talk trash, I always like to, you know, talk a little bit.
And have you ever lost the game? Be honest.
For sure.
Okay, at least you're honest.
Yeah, I'm not undefeated at all.
Okay. Your kids are legendary, man.
That's the funny one. He's hilarious.
He's the best.
Yeah.
Are they all big NBA fans?
Yeah. James, he just had turned 9 actually yesterday. He loves basketball more than Jaden. Jaden likes you know, what he was just doing. He likes walking in the arena. He likes the team bus. He likes like all the extra stuff. So he's the funny one. Like he likes the, you know, the
mess around.
Yeah, the media and doing the interviews because we got to do that at home.
Yeah.
We do all that at home. So my kids love the game though.
Yeah.
They love it. So that's the fun thing about it now. They're at the age now to where this is so fun to them.
Yeah.
And then, you know, seeing all the players that they play NBA 2K with. Like,
Yeah.
I always wish I was in them shoes. You know.
Who's their favorite player?
James is Steph Curry for sure.
Okay.
And his favorite team is just whoever's the best team that year.
No way.
Yeah, he's a bandwagon James. Jaden's gonna ride with me.
Okay.
Yeah, he's gonna ride till the wheels fall off with me and whatever team I'm on.
How have they changed your life?
It's not about me anymore. You know, it's bigger than me. It's about them and what I can do to help them be respectable young men, young boys. And I think that's the biggest thing for me. Like when somebody says, man, when I bring them in here and they say your kids are really respectable, like that's bigger than anything. Because you know, me and my wife teach that. Like we try to instill that into them of having respect for anybody. And it's just big, like I said, it's bigger than me. It's about them. Whatever I can do to make their life easier and put them in position to be successful, I'm gonna do.
Now this picture with Kevin Love, I know you've been asked about it before.
Yeah.
How old are you two here?
I look like I'm 10, but I think like 14, 15.
And did you guys play together? Like, what's the backstory on this?
So we played at this camp together. We was on the same team, but I've known Kevin since 5th grade.
Oh, okay.
So we played AAU together. He lived in Portland. I used to stay at his house on the weekends. I used to take the train down to Portland. So I've known Kevin since 5th or 6th grade, but we actually were on the same team in this picture, and you know, we just had to take it. I think his dad or his mom had took this picture, so a throwback for sure. And then we did the picture when we played on the Cavs. We did the same picture.
I didn't know that. Oh,
so
okay.
You got to get that one.
But what's your reaction kind of looking at it? Do you get why everyone kind of went crazy over it?
I mean, it just looks like he's in the NBA, and I'm just, you know, I'm a fan.
No, he doesn't. He still looks young too.
He looks young, but he definitely looks like we're the same age, and he looks way older than me.
Yeah.
It looks like I'm trying to get a picture with him.
Yeah. You had mentioned earlier that, you know, when you're healthy, you think you're the best player in the league. How has your summer been? Because I know you were saying you're trying to like build back your muscle mass and kind of get back to the old IT.
Yeah. I'm feeling really good. I mean, other than, you know, messing my hand up.
Yeah. Is that like a setback? Like,
I mean, just a little bit.
Yeah.
It's just a minor setback, but it's nothing to do with anything else. Like I just gotta, be patient with it. But I mean, when I'm healthy, I feel like I'm obviously I'm one of the best players in the world. I know I am. So this summer was just about, being able to get better. I haven't been able to get better in 2 summers due to injury and rehab and things like that. So getting back to being able to play basketball whenever I want, being healthy for the first time in a couple of years, and really dialing in and working on my game. And I was able to do that, and I was able to get better and be able to just hoop.
Yeah.
Like I said, the last 2 years I haven't been able to hoop. So being able to just go play pickup anywhere, being able to really focus in and get better, and was one of my goals, and I was able to do that. So I'm excited about this season. I'm excited about being able to help the Washington Wizards and take advantage of my opportunity.
Yeah. A lot of games against college kids this year?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're always gonna do that.
Yeah.
I live in Seattle in the off season, Tacoma, Washington, so I'm always at my old college, University of Washington.
Cool.
Playing against those guys.
What are your goals and expectations for this season?
Just to remain healthy
Yeah.
and play at a high level.
Yeah.
I feel like when I'm healthy, with given this opportunity with the Wizards, I can show I can still play at a high level, and that's all it's about.
Yeah. Well, in 5 years, we're gonna do this again, okay? And we're gonna be talking about how you had the greatest comeback again.
For sure.
So I appreciate you coming on the show.
Thank you.
We're gonna do it again.
Oh, we're gonna
You're gonna
do
do
it
it.
for
You're gonna
sure.
come on, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But until then, we will see you guys next time. But thank you so much.
You already know. Thanks for having me.